Welcome to another episode of 30-Minute Mastermind with Lorrie McGilvery. Give it a wave. Simon Turkis is not here this week. He's working on other projects, busy. And myself, Juliane Nendel. And today we are so excited to have our special guests on board. We have invited Lupe Castro and Kim De Costa. Say hello.
Hello.
Lupe is a creative director and a writer and a lifestyle and a fashion expert. And she's also known as Miss Castro Rides. And Kim De Costa, she's founder of Slow & Co., which is a collective and collaborative sustainable project here in the Canary Islands and for the Canary Islands, and we are so excited to have both of them here on our episode. We're going to be talking in the next 30 minutes about a topic, giant sustainable goals in slow fashion, and we're going to talk about the how and the why and what you can do to achieve those giant sustainable goals. So I would love to start with Lupe. Lupe, where are you right now? Can you tell us a little bit? You look so
yes.
futurist.
Well, I'm sitting in Prague in a place called the Docks Art Center, which is a fantastic art center, and I'm wearing a upcycled blouse from a designer here from Prague. It's called Recycled Vintage Store. She's on Instagram, and I'm having a lovely time.
I can tell. Look at you. It looks very futuristic, very sustainable.
Yep, it's a lovely place.
In Prague, didn't you tell us that in Prague right now there is currently going on the Prague Fashion Week as well?
Yes, Prague Fashion Week was over the weekend. It was like 4 to 5 days, and there were a couple of designers that really took the recycling idea full on. One of my favorites is Odivi, and her pieces were made from garments that she cut up and upcycled. They were super interesting, and there were other designers, of course, that actually used only mainly it was Jara Kilfer, and he uses his fabric is always sustainable, but he's been doing that. He normally shows in England or Paris, but he's from here, and because of the pandemic, he's actually stayed here, and that was a lovely show too.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been had a super treat. I didn't remember it was going on, but it was nice to see.
It must be amazing over there, and you look great. You are so much in your zone and in your salsa.
Yeah.
Lupe, can you tell me a little bit, or can you tell us a little bit about your why and when this all started for you to go slow fashion? Because I understand you've been working in the fashion industry for many years. And obviously, this has been a process. You've not, right at the beginning, you were probably not so much into slow fashion. But when did it come about, and why?
Okay, well, first of all, my sweetheart, I'm much older than you, okay? Now, fast fashion actually really is a relatively, it started maybe in the 80s, 90s. Before that, it wasn't really fast fashion, okay? So my love for, I think I've always liked slow fashion, only because I love vintage, I love history, and I'm always rather one of those awful people that wants to know where things come from. You know, like, what's this? What is this? Why? My question is always why? Why? And of course, with the why, you do get answers, not always, but it means that you tend to go for things where people have thought out what they're wanting to do. So I think really slow fashion, I think I've probably been always interested, or I've always been involved. I'm trying to think of where I would have bought. I know that I have bought some designers which I really like that have done maybe collaborations with High Street, like Udon Choi for River Island. But then his collaboration pieces, he only did like 4 or 5 of each piece, because they were more expensive, of course. And I think they just used it for their marketing, because when, you know, that there wasn't many around when I went to look. But I did buy a piece of his, but I haven't bought that much. I refuse to go into certain shops just because of their sustainable angle and their policies. So that cuts out quite a few, really. And I'm really not into the you know, a lot of the big chains do organic cotton, which is good, but they do it in huge quantities, and I'm not really. It doesn't kind of work with me. And there's so many other things, and I actually like rediscovering my wardrobe, actually, you know, and I have a very big imagination, Juliane, and I, you know, pick a piece and then I like to discover putting it in. I mean, this is, I've worn forever. It's from a Swedish designer and it's organic cotton. And then I got an organic cotton t-shirt. It's quite cold here. So, you know, I kind of layer things up, make it look different. I find that fun. It's like, you know, it's
and you've been telling me about your morning routine, right? How you go about taking your pictures for the magazines or for Instagram or for your followers, right? That you really get into that excitement of what am I going to put on? How is the color going to match? Am I feeling good? Is this in my vibe? And
I mean, the more difficult it is, the more fun it is, you know, like, you know, maybe it's the day that I'm feeling a little bit down or something, and color always brings me up. So, you know, I'll pick 2 or 3 pieces and then I'll put them on and I'll realize it doesn't work. And then I kind of add a bit more to it and or take it, change it. But, you know, to me, it's fun. It's like a canvas and I'm my own canvas, and why not, you know?
You know, actually, this piece here that I'm wearing today, I don't know the name, but anyway, this piece, I got this from the swap event. I both got to know you on this event. It was amazing. So, Kim, I would love to explain, or that you explain a little bit about Slow & Co, because you both, Lupe and Kim, you both have been working together on this collaborative sustainable project that you are the founder of, Kim. So also please tell us why you started to go down this road of slow fashion, and what other projects you are involved in, because Slow & Co is not just fashion.
No, it's not. For me, I think the journey didn't start that long ago, to be fair. It was in a period of my life that I had a lot of personal issues going on. It's, well, kind of everybody knows I've lost my husband to cancer, and in that stage, you kind of start seeing the world differently. And where there's people that come out of that as in, I'm going to do stuff to get money, treat your health better, support foundations, that kind of things. Somehow I ended up going down the sustainability road, because I literally thought, what are we all worried about our health if there's not actually a planet to live on soon enough? And I took it step by step. And then at the same time, I've always been this person on, I think, a professional and a personal level, that believed in creating synergies, in working together, because collaborating, you just achieve more. And that's when it came to mind, like, why don't I start a project which is actually Slow & Co, which is slow and then co for the collaborations. Because apart from with Lupe, we organised the swap event. We've got other ideas. That's like the fashion bit. And then there's a sustainable well-being company, which is called Concepto Yoga. I do that with somebody else. You know, I work with Canary Green, which is a local non-profit environmental. And then I started Canarias Eco, which is the first sustainable marketplace from and for the Canary Islands. For me, I always look into the 3 pillars of sustainability and on every single level. So even though today we're going to focus more on sustainable fashion or that aspect, I kind of put it in every single aspect of my life. And that's what Slow & Co is about. We very much, or I very much with Slow & Co believe in the power of collaboration and synergies to achieve a more sustainable way of living and doing business.
That's fantastic. That's great. The 3 Ps, exactly. It's about the wholeness of the holistic part of sustainability, not just focusing on one. So to gather everything. Getting down to the source on every single end. Basically, it's fantastic. I really do support your work on your projects, both of you, and I think you're doing fantastic work on that. So the swap event, would you say that this could be like, I mean, maybe you can explain a little bit. Would you say that this could be a gateway of starting to go down the road of slow fashion, because it's something that we have all clothes in our wardrobe, and sometimes we clear out our wardrobe, which is really liberating. It's getting out old energy that is maybe not needed anymore, pieces that were given to us that have maybe sentimental value, or we bought it in a moment where we didn't want to, or we've just grown out of the clothes. Would you say that this could be a treasure for somebody else, and the swap events could be a good gateway to start slow fashion for somebody who wants to start with slow fashion?
Am I replying with
Go ahead, Lupe.
Oh, okay, me. Okay, well, I actually believe in this whole, the 3 R's. So it's reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's always been my thing, and my thing is fashion. So yeah, I think it's a good start. I think, you know, anybody that has a piece might not like it because they've used it, got bad attachments to it, whatever, but it will be somebody else's fave piece when they pick it up. I mean, you know, it's the same thing as marriage and divorce. To one, you know, it's he's a perfect person. To the other person, he's the worst person out. Or, you know, so yeah, it's. I think it's a good way to start without too many, you know, without thinking too much.
Yeah.
And after now that everybody's had a chance to look at their wardrobe, I think it's a really good way to do it. A swap.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So reducing, you would go about upcycling things, or
Well, by
how?
reducing, I mean you just reduce your consumption. Reusing is kind of like reusing pieces that you maybe once only used for a certain time. Well, you can reuse them, make them shorter, add a little bit of glitz, you know, take the sleeves off or whatever. And recycle is swapping, or, you know, taking it somewhere. But if you can swap it, or more fun, means you get another piece.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So that's.
And that's and yeah, and remaking it as well, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people are really good at doing that. Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of people kind of get panicky because they sort of think, oh no, it's so boring. I want to be part of, you know, what's happening in fashion today. And but you can always make a jacket look, you know, who hasn't got a man's jacket or a bigger jacket, and then you can just oversize it, pull it in. I mean, you know, it's easy, really.
Yeah, It is, and it's then a unique piece.
Yeah.
Nobody else has. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All those things. And also, you know, when you do swap, it's really good fun because, you know, you might want to experiment maybe with a short or long skirt or a look that you really wanted or you've seen, and then you see it, and then you can swap it for one of yours and you can experiment. It's good. It's good fun.
Yeah, it is. And Kim, what is your take on on cleaning out the wardrobe or going about slow fashion? How would you go about?
Well, when I first started this sustainable journey, what I do not recommend in general, whether it's fashion, but since we're talking about fashion, I'll start there, is kind of, I think it is important to clean out your wardrobe and then take it to a swap event or donate it if there isn't a swap event or you don't know what to do, but not throw it away. Because lots of people are kind of like, let's clear out everything, and then no, that goes to landfill, which isn't the idea either. So what I personally did was take it like step by step. So it's kind of like, okay, I clean this out and then I got new pieces in or I got nothing in, but I stopped consuming that much.
Mm-hmm.
And when I consume, so as in I'll buy a new piece, not secondhand. I'm very into secondhand, just so you know, let's have that clear. Right? It's a very, very good way to reuse things. I used to do it even in Belgium with friends. We just exchanged clothes. It was kind of like, hey, I don't need this anymore. Can you use it? And the other way around. Now I do look into the 3 pillars. I want to know when I buy a piece, where is it made? Who's it made by? As in, not in some, well, fast fashion chains. We all know that lots of them have their factories in poorly paid people in like not the best conditions at all. So I avoid those brands and look into like local companies that have made them here. And then apart from who's making my clothes, I will even look into, so what's the fabric of, even when I go secondhand, because I had the comment once going into a secondhand shop and people kind of going, what are you doing? And I was reading the labels to see what the fabric was made of, because if it's polyester, I will not take it. And there's loads of stuff that is made of polyester. And that for me has to do with the fact that polyester, if you wash your clothes, and Lupe is going to have a comment on washing clothes, we all wash our clothes too much. That's what she's going to say.
Yeah, you're right.
But from that, if you wash them, they, how do you say that? They emit microplastics that go into the water and into the ocean. So I look at the entire thing, which lots of times you go somewhere and you're thinking, I'm going to buy myself a new piece, and then I end up not because it just doesn't meet my criteria. I've made things maybe a bit hard for myself, but there's certain fabrics I prefer right now, which is like, is it linen in English? Linen or like
linen.
Hemp, as sort of like organic cotton, but it does use a lot of water. So, and I read a lot, I investigate a lot, but then at the same time, at the swapping event, for instance, there were so many nice pieces that you kind of go, I'm going to take it anyway, even if it isn't the best fabric, because I will give it another use, which is important as well. So I'm more of a combination. But if I say that I buy new pieces, I'm talking like once every, I think I buy 2 pairs of shoes or 1 a year. So I'm not the most consumerism person right now.
So you could basically say there is an old way. An old way is to reuse or remake or swap or buy secondhand, and then if you decide to purchase new things, you could go by looking what you were just saying, Kim, looking at where it's made of and what it's made of. If you decide to go slow fashion.
And who it's made by. I think that's a very important one, who it's made by, because for me right now, all the projects that I do are like from and for the Canary Islands. So if I buy things, fashion-wise or anything, I'll look into who's behind that company and that project. My money, I want it to go to local companies. And that's where the who comes in. Because right now there are fast fashion chains that have lots of stuff with organic fabrics and they're working on it. But for me, there's so many other things they do completely wrong that I still won't buy it from them.
Yeah,
because
can I just say, vegan, totally vegan.
Wow.
So this could be your second pair. You have to check the website. It's called Kava. They have some fabulous
Which brand is it?
Kava, K-A-V-A. It's Czech. It's amazing. You'd be really impressed. I mean, seriously impressed.
Okay.
They look
I'll
great.
look into it.
Yeah, so it's all about. It's not only about the fabrics and the who. It's the three pillars that play a role in slow fashion as well. Yeah. So Kim, you mentioned earlier on the Canarias Eco, which is the first sustainable marketplace here in the Canary Islands, and you launched it, and well, I have my service up there as well, and I think Lupe, you too.
Yes, I do as well.
You have as well.
In case people get stuck. Yeah, with
so what is it that you help people with?
Well, it's quite complex for people that are really fashion consumers sometimes, or even not. They don't know where to start because it's so. I mean, we're in it, so we know. But I mean, they sort of think of it. Oh my God, there's so much. I'm not going to start. I mean, what do I do? Fabrics, or am I going to go with, recycling? And I don't like recycling, and all this kind of stuff. So I actually thought I'd do because of the pandemic, and I thought, well, I'll do something online, just to sort of, and it's called Green My Wardrobe. And it's all done online. And what better place than Kim's, site? I just thought it was just ideal. It's a perfect kind of place. So I thought, well, if I'm going to launch it, I'm going to launch it there. And yeah, it's good. I'm excited.
Exactly. I mean, it's fantastic to see that sustainable fashion does not need to be this what we might have in our mind. We have maybe a false image of oh well, I'm just gonna have to wear a long cotton skirt and all the eco things, but this is just creating awareness that you can look hip and imply little changes in your own wardrobe even. And go about in a quite modern way. So I mean, Lorrie and I, we have been always working on mindset and mind shifting, right, Lorrie? What do you think about the whole aspect of slow fashion?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And our daughter she's going to be thrilled to see this happening. She has been on this track for years and years, so she's going to be very happy to hear both of you. So it's something we've been very aware of for a very long time as well. Not in the depths of where you've gone with it. I just love it. I love where you've gone with all this, Kim. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Lupe, I love all the recycle fashion that you're talking about. And these designers that are going there.
What's really exciting, and it's some people can get really upset. I do support a lot of emerging designers because their mindset is completely different, and I find that so exciting. When I hear about a designer that's actually based their whole production on fighting their political views of sustainability in their fashion label. I mean, it's great. I mean, there's so many ways. Fashion is always been given this kind of like silly attitude, but it's not. It's a really important, a seriously important
Yes, it is.
vehicle for us to do a lot of work, very good work as well. So
Yes,
it's exciting.
I personally believe that I mean, like you go about with your morning routine, Lupe, it makes a difference what you put on, as it gives you a whole different feeling. I mean, it's a different feeling if you walk around in your pajamas, or if you have made yourself up in a nice dress, or made yourself up in a nice pair of jeans or a blouse, or whatever good quality clothes. It gives you this, oh, I feel good. I feel good about myself, and then you make the effort to feel good, and it creates this this synergy, I think, and
it's probably taking time, you know, to look at yourself as well. I'm sure part of it is the fact that you've taken time to actually look at yourself. When you dress up, I think you spend time. And, you know, the people that don't have the time and they just put anything on because they're rushing here and there, obviously they won't have that same feel-good factor because they haven't had a chance to look at themselves and, you know, think about themselves for 5 minutes, you know, quietly. I'm sure a lot of it's to do with that too, I think.
Yeah. And I guess it's not about just dressing up, because that's more like carnival-like. But but it is finding your own pieces that that add to your personality, I think, and that make you feel good. And if you don't feel good with putting on a lot of makeup, so let it be, you know.
Yeah, no, totally.
I love that you're talking about it as part of your morning routine, and setting that mindset for the day, because people do all sorts of things preparing for their day. You know, they do their meditation, or they do their bit of exercise, or they do but this is your self-care and self-love that we're talking.
I mean, I tried all this other stuff, but it didn't kind of work with me. I'm afraid I had to go for, you know, this works really well for me.
Yeah.
But your way of being mindful.
Yeah, it's my mindful way. I know what you're going to say.
Meditation.
I think I'm mental because you've got a different way of doing it. But, you know, this is my way.
Perfect.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Everyone has to find their own little way how to create this this happiness, this moment of bliss and joy, and whatever sparks joy, just do it and do more of it, more and more every day.
Don't encourage me. Don't encourage me.
For yourself, so that you're spreading that out to the world then. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, the light just shines, both of you, Kim and Lupe. You are just glowing, radiant beams of light on this planet. Thank you.
Good. I like it. I like it. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
Great. Yes. Good.
And Juliane, of course. And
Lorrie.
Definitely abundant in it.
Well, I'm really grateful that you were on this episode, and I'm sure we're gonna see much more of you. We're gonna keep posting, and we're also gonna add all the links so that you all can check out the marvelous work Lupe and Kim they both are doing. So we keep you posted. And Lorrie, what are we gonna talk about next week?
Next week, Simon is back. He's back from his great adventure of pulling all the islands around the world together right now. I think they're on day 5 with 10,000 people around the world, over 10,000 people around the world sharing best practices on island life. So he'll be back next week, and it's going to be on, the topic will be dissatisfaction. It's a good thing. And as we've talked about it before, it's that thing that motivates you. Kim, it was a little bit of what that driver was for you, what you were explaining to us, that dissatisfaction. it just pushed you to do something you had not done before and
Exactly.
look at things in a different way. So that's going to be our topic next week. Dissatisfaction, it's a good thing. And we're going to be talking a little bit in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and law of vibration. We're going to bring those two in with what we're talking about, because they're really important when you're thinking about this growth and the dissatisfaction that happens that causes this amazing growth and new creative things to happen, like Kim and Lupe.
Yeah.
The things that they've done in life are just amazing, incredible, where the two of you have taken things. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so
and
much.
we would love to
Thank
have you
you.
come back again as
Absolutely.
things are growing for you and changing. We would love to have you come back again.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
yeah.
much.
Thank you so much for taking
enjoy
your
your time in Prague, Lupe.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mwah. Love you very much. Huh?
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.